All right, can you hear me now? Looks like that might be really loud. Hello, hello. Can you hear me now? All right, I think. All right, can you hear me now? Looks like there's an echo, so okay. All right, I think we're getting through, and looks like it's going through okay. I am going to lower the volume a tad so it's not peaking. All right, so I have a little bit different microphone this time around. This is the Yeti X, and looks like it's a little bit more sensitive. Last time we streamed, I had just the Yeti Nano, which was okay, but when I played the video, the audio wasn't able to boost as easily. I had to go into software, and it was just a pain. So with this one, there's actually a little dial. I'll turn it around. You can see this little dial here, and I can turn up the sensitivity of the mic pretty easily. So a lot better microphone here. So um, hopefully this goes well. I have really two episodes or two chapters that we're going to watch here in a bit, and um, and then we're going to go ahead and have a question and answer. So if you have any questions, anything like that, just let me know, and we'll go ahead and answer those here at the end. So we'll get this going. We'll give it a few more minutes for people to jump on in the chat room and watch live. And so again, we have Tornado Raid DVD. Last time we watched chapter 1 and chapter 2. That is now up on the it's now up on the website or on YouTube there on the channel, and you can watch that. So just for those who are joining again, Tornado Raid 1, Tornado Raid 2 DVDs, I'm now going to be making available for free on YouTube. I sold them back in, Tornado Raid 1 was 2010, 2011 tornadoes. Tornado Raid 2 is 2012 to 2014. So lots of good tornado footage in there. And anyways, that's going to be coming up. So we're going to try and do a little bit of this every week and get this going up here. And then on top of that, we have some chases that I haven't yet put on any DVDs or anything. We're going to start actually live streaming that as well. So I have some unedited dash cam photos from what do I have it from? I have one tornado in South Dakota, Wilmot tornado. We'll watch that one together. And then I also have the Pilger tornadoes. So Pilger, we'll watch that. I haven't made a DVD of that or anything like that. So, all right. Let me open up the chat room here. See what we got going on. Looks like audio's popping. Okay. I'm going to lower down the sensitivity. Let me know if that's a little bit better. How's the audio right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 testing. Let me know how the audio is, Victor, if you can let me know if it's still popping. All right, is the audio popping? It looks like on my dial, so on the Blue Yeti, it tells me if it's going higher or not, and if it's going to pop. That one probably just popped because I turned it and it did some things on the counter there. So hopefully it's not popping. Hopefully it's a little bit better now. So we're gonna go with that, and okay, looks like it's still popping. Weird. I'll have to go back and listen to this later, I guess. Let's see. On the counter there. So hopefully it's not popping. We're gonna go with that. Interesting. I don't know why it's popping. Maybe the Yeti Nano was better actually. Sounds like a loose connection. All right. All right. It might have been a little loose. I just fixed the bottom. Let me know if that fixed it there. Okay. Let me know if that fixed. Okay, it was a little sideways. The connection, it's kind of a micro USB, and so I fixed that. Hopefully that did the trick there. Let me know, Victor, if that one fixed it. Anyways, for everyone else who's watching, if you guys can let me know where you're watching from. Where are you watching from? How do you know Tornado Raiders channel? Where's the last time you watched us? Was it a live stream? Was it just videos we've uploaded in the past? Let me know. Where are you watching from right now? Brian says, "Love watching the chases. Thank you for all the hard work." You're welcome, Brian. Yeah, chases has been great, and we're planning on chasing more next year as well. And I'll have some announcements. Last time we talked a little bit about that as far as the opportunities for 2023. So we'll talk a little bit about that here at the end as well. So thank you for watching. Yeah, appreciate the support and everyone who watches. Let me know how the audio's sounding now. Is there still a little bit of popping? That's weird. I actually got a used Yeti X and it was popping as well. And I got this one's brand new. And so it shouldn't be popping. That's really weird that it is. If that's the case, I might just go back and get that Nano. So I'm gonna try and sit a little further back, and hopefully maybe that will help. Watching from Southwest Montana, awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed Southwest Montana. I was in that area not too long ago, earlier this summer, so that was pretty cool. All right, well hopefully it doesn't pop as much. I'm gonna lower the sensitivity again. And this mic, I'm gonna go ahead and straighten out this cord because it might be this cord. It was all crumpled up. All right, hopefully that's a little bit better. Sorry about the popping, guys. If this is the case, we'll go ahead and go to the Nano instead next time. Um, all right, how is the sound right now? Popping still. Okay, well, guys, I'm sorry about the popping. I think we're gonna have to endure for this one. And what we'll do is next time we'll go ahead and maybe I'll have the Nano. The Nano worked well. It just I have to get in the software. I'll have to get in the software in order to up the volume, which is definitely an annoyance. So that's the one downside about the Nano compared to the Blue Yeti. The other option. Let me try this real quick. Actually, if this works better, I'm gonna be. It'll be weird. So I have a Zoom H4n. It's known for its recording audio, not so much its streaming audio. And I don't know if I'm going to have a cord for it, though. You know what? I think I have a cord for this mic. So stay with me real quick. I'm going to try this other cord. It might be this one right here. This cord is just bad. So let's try this little one and see if that fixes the popping sound here. Let's try this real quick. Bear with me, guys. Audio is going to go out here. Hello. All right, let me know if that helped at all. Um, Let me know what that sounds like now. I switched the chords. Hopefully this is a better chord. And let me know if this took care of the audio. If not, we're just going to have to continue. Okay, talk some more. So I am talking 1, 2, 3. I'm talking away from it as well. So hopefully this sounds okay. It might just been they sent me a bad chord from Yeti. So hopefully that's the case. But yeah, let me know. How does it sound? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Checking 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn it up here so you get a little bit of an echo. Hopefully this sounds okay. It might just been they sent me a bad chord from Yeti. So hopefully that's the case. Yeah. You're right. That sounds a lot better. So if you order this microphone from Yeti, replace this cord immediately because this cord is garbage. I did order, I had a used one. It was doing the same thing. So I thought it was faulty with the Yeti, and I got this brand new one. Haven't really tested it out, but apparently it's the cord. So glad it's fixed. So, all right. I think we're good to go then. Bad cord. So we're not gonna. I'm not gonna hook up the Zoom here. This is a recording device. So whenever I do like some of my ASMR kind of hiking kind of videos, this is my thing to get like water sounds, rain sounds, things like that. Um, anyways, yeah. So glad it's working. If you do hear the popping sound again, let me know. But in the meantime, if you like this mic, go ahead and replace that cord right away. I think I'm gonna complain to Yeti and let them know that this cord is garbage. But anyways, Blue Yeti X, it's a pretty cool thing because it's much more versatile than the Nano. It's a little bit bigger, but anyways, yeah. Let me see if so. This is called Crisp and Modern. So before we get in the video, um, I'll put a timestamp back on when we actually start streaming the video for those who are just tuning in to the live stream post recording. But for now, just give me a test on what you think. I'll go ahead and raise the volume. All right. So now we have the volume raised a little bit here on the Blue Yeti, and this is the crisp and modern setting. Crisp and modern setting. So let me know how this sounds with my voice. I'm gonna go to Broadcaster 1. Tell me how this sounds here. This is Broadcaster 1. Broadcaster 1. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Broadcaster 1. Okay. If you like that, Broadcaster 1 over the crisp and modern, let me know. And then here's another one. This one's called Broadcaster 2. This is Broadcaster 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Broadcaster 2. 1, 2, 3. All right. And then this is the classic radio voice. Classic radio voice. This is classic radio voice. Tell me how you think this sounds here. Classic radio voice. 1, 2, 3. And then I've also been told that this low loud voice. Here's the low loud voice. Low loud voice. All right. I'm bringing the mic a little closer. I don't have a big kind of cord here. It's a lot shorter, so I don't have tons of versatility here. Anyways, this is loud, low voice and loud. And then this is warm and vintage. This is warm and vintage, 1, 2, 3. Warm and vintage. All right. So out of those settings, which ones are the ones you like the most? I don't have a big kind of You like the low and loud. All right, let's go to low and loud. All right, here is low and loud. So we'll do this for the rest of the podcast. Hopefully that took care of the popping. I raised the volume enough to where it's not clipping anymore. So hopefully it's not clipping. All right, I think we are good. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce some of these videos, and we're going to go ahead and get it going here. So let me talk about, this is chapter 3. So is anyone familiar with Tornado Raid 1 DVD? Have you, maybe some of you guys have bought it in the past, maybe you've won a contest or anything where I gave them away. Anyone, does that describe anyone here? If you already have the DVDs. All right, cool. Well, then this would be a treat. Hopefully no one's seen these things before. I mean, if you're on my YouTube, you'll see the highlights of these things, but this is going to be kind of a bit more unedited version. A little bit edited still for the DVD, of course. But this first one is a day, let's see, this was March 22nd, 2011. Okay, the big risk was further down in Missouri. That was a moderate risk. Okay, the majority of chasers were chasing down in Missouri, Iowa border. That was the big day. So let me see if I can go and bring up the storm reports for that day, and show you guys what actually happened. Let's see. Storm reports. Here we go. Storm archives. All right, so we're going to go to 11, 03, 22. All right, here we go. Got it. Save image. Okay, so I'm going to put on the screen what actually took place. Okay, let's look at it here. Let's see here. Downloads. All right. Okay, bear with me real quick. All right, so this is the day. So if you look at the day here, you can see where the tornadoes happened. There was quite a bit right there near the Missouri, just north of Missouri and southern Iowa. Okay, most of the chasers were further down there. Now, those tornado reports that had happened there, those didn't happen till at night. Those were nocturnal tornadoes. Okay, those happened way later, and most of the chasers would say they got skunked this day because they went too far south. However, I got a tornado. If you see where Omaha, Nebraska is, Omaha is right on the border of Iowa and Nebraska there. And so at Omaha, I was there, and I actually had to work this day. So I didn't get to go further south. Instead, what I did is I went just across the border to a little town called Missouri Valley. Their storm blew up right over Omaha, and I chased it as it crossed the river. Anyways, it was a pretty cool day to see nonetheless. And as I was doing that, as I was there, I was able to catch this tornado. I was the only one on it. And the unfortunate thing, well, I'll say this first. I was the only one on it. Everyone else was down south. I had it all to myself. It was an exclusive. Now, at this time, I had a dome cam on top of my car with a camera in it. And the dome cam would allow me to see different things. And I can control it with a remote. Well, it was connected by a power supply on in the car. So that what actually happened with that, was pretty traumatizing for me. So we got in front of the tornado, it forms in the field. And if anyone's familiar with Missouri Valley, there's mountains on the south, there's mountains on the side, and you have this valley. And then the little town of Missouri Valley is right there, and you have the road that goes right through it. So, anyways, we're on the road. We're in front of the storm. It drops a bowl tornado. And at this point, it's looking like a wedge. And it's coming right at us. And we, no joke, this was like softball-sized hail coming down on us too. And what happened is, as the hail's coming, it wasn't like tons of hail. It was sporadic baseballs or softballs coming down. One hit the frame of my car, the frame, like the corner where the door and the roof meet, and it dented that, a big dent in the car. So it was hard hail. Anyways, it was a eventful time. What made it more eventful is we had some series of unfortunate events. I'm live with the Weather Channel and WOWT in Omaha on the phone. They're streaming my footage. Tornado's right on our tail. Jim Flowers is there, and he's actually talking to us and talking about the different routes we could take to stay in front of the storm, which I had already known, but it was nice that he was telling people, viewers and everything, that as well. So I already knew, I had GPS up. I knew where I was going. I always plan ahead. I know where the storm's headed. Anyways, I remember one of the persons say, "Thank you, Jim Flowers, for leading Jeff Gonzalez to safety." And I was like, wow, I already knew where I was going, but sure. Whatever it does to boost their ratings. Anyways, it was live and the camera's there, and I'm on the phone with Jim Flowers and also Weather Channel. And we're the only ones on it. And so I'm in the driver's seat area, and I have one of my chaser friends in the back, and I have the camera I have one of my cameras that's HD, and I push record and tell him, and I hand it to him, and I say, "Record this." And he's recording it. He's holding it. Well, what he does is he doesn't know that I push record. So he pushes record. And what happens is he's filming it, he says he's getting amazing footage. Well, he actually just unrecorded it. He stopped recording it because of that. I pushed record and handed it to him. He pushed record, which stopped the recording. And we didn't get any footage from that handheld. So I was pretty upset about that. The next thing was we had a dome cam, and like I said, it was connected to the internal cigarette lighter and stuff, powering that. And so as my friend gets out of the car, he trips over the cords and powers off the dome cam with my live stream. So what happens is you have this wedge coming at us, and it looks like we got hit live on TV. Everything went black. And it was just a series of unfortunate events, And so the footage you're about to see is just stuff leading up to it. We're getting the storm in Omaha. We cross over to the river. We get in Missouri Valley, and then I don't have any footage. But I do have one of my friends who was one of our affiliate chasers, and he was a ways back, and he got a little bit of footage of the bowl coming down and then some debris. So he just got some pictures, and I used that to just show. Anyways, it's not the greatest. It's only like 4 minutes, so let's just stick through it. And then we'll show the Mapleton tornado, which was a more dramatic tornado for sure. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get this set up here. Bear with me here. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're gonna, sorry, I'm getting the window here so you can still see and hear me. And then we have Mapleton, Iowa. There we go. Missouri Valley, 3/22/2011. Again, I showed you those things. And so here we go. I'm going to comment here and there, but let's go ahead and watch it. It's about 4 minutes, and it's not the greatest footage. I'll tell you that. Again, this was in 2011. HD camera costs like 4K, like to have like 1080p. So I think this is like good enough for that time, but wish I had the kind of technology we do now. So let's go ahead and watch it. And I'll comment here and there as we go, and we'll have some questions at the end. So here it goes. Okay, walk over there. Oh, excellent.
March 22nd, 2011 was a backyard chase just north of Omaha, Nebraska. This day, most chasers took off to catch a storm near Creston, Iowa. However, some friends and I decided to wait it out and were able to catch storms just west of Omaha. As we followed the storms to the northeast, we were able to catch a tornado just east of Missouri Valley, Iowa. Due to technical difficulties with my dome cam and handheld camcorder, I was not able to get great footage of the tornado with my camcorders. However, some friends who were with me were able to get footage on their devices. Their footage is not the best quality, but it does show the tornado.
Alright, so what you're looking at here is you can see a funnel. And I believe this was actually reported by someone as a touchdown. So if you look at that storm report that I'll show here at the end, it looks like there was a touchdown. I was right there, so I didn't see it, but you can see those fingers where that telephone pole is, little light pole. Right there is where you have a lowering, and that was spinning. So you can see those little fingers coming down quite a bit, but yeah, it's hard for us to tell from this location if something actually touched it. Another thing you can see here is if you notice the top part of the screen, the clouds are rotating to the right. The bottom portion of the screen, the clouds are rotating to the left. That's your cyclonic rotation that's supposed to tighten up. It's happening slowly, but it's happening right in front of us. And it's forming into a wall cloud right there. How is the audio for with the voice as I'm commenting over this? Hopefully. Alright, so now we're blasting, ready to get ahead of it. You can see we're at Hill and Charlie. Hill and Charlie, you have a lot of
Ours will go tornado warning.
Record it, call it in.
I'm calling it.
Look at all that. That's a lot. Because I lost the footage, Brian Onstead, my friend, is recording this on a little bitty handheld thing. It's not the greatest. And he's not the greatest at building the theater. No. We're kind of, but he was my driver. So he's not. Yeah. See that funnel that here comes. Now Ryan, he's another friend. Now he was a ways further back. You can see that hole right in the middle of that dust cloud that really comes up there. Again, I think he's holding the phone, so it's not the greatest thing. That's what he gave me. This is right before it became more like a big phone wedge. But we were right on the base. Right where you see that dust and everything happening, we were right. This is early on, so it gets much more still. The only thing is, no one else was there to show pictures. So I wish I could contact WWT or I believe Corey had it on Severe Studios, and something happened even there. But I reached out to him and I said, hey, can we get that footage? And he went in and he was like, yeah, I think it's lost. So even little bit better. This was after it kind of did its tornado. Finally got the stream back up and you can see it's definitely more stable in the footage, but thinks that we lost as much as we did.
March 22nd, 2011 was a backyard chase just north of Omaha, Nebraska. This day, most chasers took off to catch a storm near Creston, Iowa. However, some friends and I...
All right, so hope you guys, could make out what was going on there. Wasn't the greatest footage, I admit. I was definitely not the happiest when that all happened. So it was probably the most upset I've been while storm chasing because we had the tornado, an amazing tornado, and we just, lost it. So I've grown a lot from that time. And so it's kind of humbling remembering everything that happened that day and thinking how upset I was. And I remember now, I'm just happy to get out there. Before, it used to be, man, I need to be on every single tornado. I need to, be the first one to upload it to the media and all that. And I would get so upset when that didn't happen. Or like this one, I was on it and I had the best tornado and I didn't get the footage. So Weather Channel was calling, hey, we need the footage of that, and I had nothing to give them. So, anyways, Mapleton is another day that was pretty good. Mapleton tornado. Let me see what day that was. I believe it was a few days later. Let's see. It was an EF3 on April 9th. It hit at 7:30 at night. So it's about to go down, dusk. And anyways, it was a tornado that it looked like a gustnado at first. And the majority of people who were there on one side thought it was a gustnado. Where I was, you can see the clear slot open up and it's a clear tornado. It was rated EF3. It hit the town. It took about 60% of the town. There were about 14 people injured, but no one died this day. But anyways, it was on Highway 141. And anyways, this was it. So this is Mapleton tornado, April 11th. Let's look at the SPC here, the storm reports here. So April 11th, let's see. All right, here we go. 11. What day was that again? That was the 9th. Okay. 0409. All right, Mapleton. Oh man. So this was an awesome day. The first tornado, started coming down, but then at night is when it got insane. Insane. It was just like tornado after tornado. And there's only been one other time where I got a storm like this. Whereas literally I was tired of chasing. There was just too many tornadoes. And so I got tired of chasing at night because it got too late. The first tornado was at 7:30. And then they just continued and continued. And this was a slow moving storm. So here's the storm reports for this day. All right. And so you can see just that line, that red line, that's one storm it was a cyclic supercell that just produced tornado after tornado. Yes, 2011 was a wild year for sure. That was a pretty crazy year. And so anyways, you can see how many tornadoes, and I believe we saw probably at least 5 more. But again, it's all at night, and so you're having to wait for a lightning strike to happen. And so it's not the greatest of situations to get a storm by any means, but it's doing it. It's there, and it's in the middle of nowhere, so you want to be there best you can. So anyways, this is going to be the video. And again, this was an EF3 tornado. It's really hard to see at times. This is April 9th, 2011. And this tornado just, touched down. It goes back up, and then we need to keep going and chasing, and that's when it just starts producing and producing. But it doesn't. The low-level jet kicks in right when the sun sets, and it just makes it become a tornado-producing monster. And so, yeah, 2011. I don't know if the Japan tsunami was 2011 or 2010, but it was one of those. Yeah, it was crazy year. I believe this was the same year of Joplin, maybe. I remember I couldn't chase Joplin. I was planning to go there, and something came up, and so that was another day. Anyways, this is Mapleton tornado. So we're going to go ahead and play this now. Let me get it set up here again. All right, here we go. Hopefully it's going. Let me see. What did I do? I think I paused it. Okay, here we go. Sorry, had to load a little bit more. Give me a second. I actually, I know what I did. So when I was editing the footage, I gave it I didn't bring the footage back to the portion I just deleted. And so it has this blank spot of, how long is this? All right, it's about 1 minute and 22 seconds. Sorry about that. So give it 1 minute and 22 seconds, and we'll be going here. Hopefully. So almost there. Anyways, I'll talk a little bit more before it gets started, and we can watch this together. But let me just clear this real quick again.
April 9th, 2011 was the Mapleton Tornado Day. The tornado formed around dusk, so the video for that day was not ideal. However, we did capture the full life cycle of the tornado. At the time, we did not know the town took a direct hit, so we continued to chase the amazing nighttime tornadoes near Ida Grove, Iowa. On the way back, we then learned about the direct hit Mapleton took.
So you can see this cone here. It's definitely kicking up.
Yeah, look at that. That's definitely
kicking up a lot of dirt.
2 to 3 miles away. Hey Jeff, what's our location?
Now watch on the left side corner of the screen. The cloud becomes a bit more transparent. The upper top, and that's the low-level jet kicking in. That's the clear slot, sorry. You also have, if you notice over there, you have this little thin funnel on the left side. That's an anticyclonic funnel there. So right now it's doing EF3 damage in Mapleton, Iowa. Now if you look at the top and the left, you can see where the lightning's coming from. It's going to create that clear slot.
We're in the spotter network under Jeff Gonzalez. If you want to watch the live stream.
So right now I am southeast of the storm. I'm looking to my northwest, right into the hook.
Let's go north.
The storm is moving to the north-northeast. So see that clear slot right there? That's how you know textbook tornado. It's hard to tell because of all the dust and debris, but this is tornado.
Thank you. Bye. Look at that clear slot.
And of course, my chase partner Brian Onstead pops right in front of me.
Bring the camera. Sorry. Let's go north.
You want to go now or you want to watch this for a while?
All right, so now the tornado ropes out a little bit here. And this is where we decide, okay, we gotta got to continue with this story. At this point, wind's really picking up, so this storm has gotten a little bit closer to us, actually. And because of the road network, it's also headed up. So right here, it ropes out a little bit. Now we get the nighttime tornadoes. So you kind of have to wait lightning strike to see the tornadoes. It's pretty neat. It's worth it. So I tried to focus on that white little dot right there, the little light.
There's a house in the way.
That's the
Keep
wall
going.
cloud.
There's a road up here. Let's take it.
Move my camera a little bit.
I see it.
My goodness.
Another tornado.
There's a huge wall cloud in front of us, too.
Oh my goodness. This is crazy.
There's 2 areas of rotation. That's insane.
Wow.
It's something else chasing at night like this with tornadoes happening around you. I did it with the Coleridge Day. That was another awesome.
I can't see it. I know.
I believe I stop it at one
Right
point.
here. That's on the ground.
Yep.
On the ground.
Look at that.
Here's a nice stovepipe here.
Yeah! Good. Wow! Oh, man!
I pause it right here. I can see the stovepipe. It's going. It was hard after this one, so I did wall cloud. It was like 11:30 at night.
Jeff, are we in Monona County still?
The nice thing is this was doing very little damage. That's here and there, but mostly just farmland. So not a lot of damage is done. The worst one was the Mapleton, Iowa.
I think we're in Sac
And
County.
There was a wedge later. It's hard to stovepipe. That one lasted for a day. All right, so that was the Mapleton tornado. Let me go ahead and adjust the video here, and then we'll go ahead and open up to Q&A. All right. Cool. Well, glad you enjoyed that footage. Again, sorry it's not the greatest high definition footage, but in 2011, that's one of the best you can ask for, I guess, without spending $4,000. So technology came a long way. Now you can get way better footage on a phone. So pretty amazing. But anyways, going to go ahead and open up to question answers. Next time we will show chapter 5 and 6. I'm going to try and do it again next week. And so we'll continue going through the DVD. So appreciate everyone as we work with the audio and everything, figuring that out. So we figured it out together. So thank you, especially Victor, for giving me feedback and everything like that. Figuring out, hey, it was just a bad cord, not the microphone. So if you do get this mic from Blue Yeti, throw the cord that it comes out away, and just replace it. Higher quality cord. Anyways, let me know, what are some questions you guys have? Maybe some things you just saw in that footage, or maybe it's something that you have coming up. What are some questions you have going up, coming for the next storm season, or anything like that? Small Space says, do you have a tornado that you find most intriguing to study? There's two that come to mind. One would be the Pilger tornadoes with the twins. I was sitting under that mezzo, and at one point I was between the two tornadoes. And I remember looking up at a distance and like, that's spinning directly above us. That's not good. But we were watching a wedge further. We were watching the Stanton wedge, and it just kept back building, new mezzo, back building, new mezzo. But because the atmosphere was just so volatile that day, as it back builds, it quickly just exploded. And so you have two mezzos that are right there, each producing EF4 tornadoes. We were stuck right between the two. It'd be fascinating to just find out, what causes the two mezzos like that then eventually came together. So they weren't part of the same mezzo. They were two separate cyclonic areas that eventually merged together. So I think that would be actually a fascinating study to find out, how could you have two sustained EF4s that then come together to produce one wedge? Not only that, you also had the world's fastest tornado on that storm. So my buddy Skip Talbot did a study. He combined some different videos, and there's this one rope tornado that was moving, I believe 130 miles an hour. Not the wind speeds, but it was moving 130 miles an hour, something like that. Skip has a documentary on it, World's Fastest Tornado. And so if you're in the path and you have a 130 mile an hour tornado coming at you, that's just insane. But it's rotating around the big EF4. So you have this satellite tornado that's rotating around as the main wedge is going. So I'm sure there's going to be tons of study on that tornado. There's lots of footage still on it too. But that would be another one that was just fascinating to study. The other one is kind of unique for me. It's not a known tornado, and we're going to watch it later on. Maybe next week. I don't know. I'll have to go and check, see what chapter it is. But the Wood Lake tornado. The Wood Lake tornado, that was 2011. And again, this was an exclusive. And that I was just right there. And so that was something that, one, we were in dialogue with North Platte NWS, and they knew we were there. We were the only chasers near. I take that back. Andy Gabrielson and Dick McGowan were way up in South Dakota, but they maybe saw it from a distance, way out there. But I was right. I was literally right there. It was forming right on top of me. And so we saw the RFD clear slot forming. We called North Platte and said, you know what? You guys got to issue a tornado warning. It wasn't tornado warned. It wasn't even severe warned at the time. We said, this is going to produce a tornado. You need to go tornado warn. And they said, we don't see it. We don't see anything. It's not enough rotation on radar. I was like, no, I assure you, we see the RFD. There's a funnel right now. You need to do it. And anyways, they didn't do it until the tornado was on the ground. And so we were calling again, and we said, hey, there's debris on the ground. Issue a tornado warning. And then like 2 minutes later, they finally did it, because what you have is you have five, I believe the scans were like 5 minutes in between. During that 5 minutes or before, on the upper levels, we can see the RFD bring about the clear slot that then brought a funnel, and then that brought debris on the ground, and then the whole cone came down. Well, they issued it while the tornado warning already, once the tornado was on the ground. So I want to find out, how can we improve the radar to where obviously spotters are crucial, especially if they know what they're looking at. So, we saw this and we're like, tornado genesis here, issue tornado warning. And the NWS said no, because they didn't see it on the radar. And then once they saw my live video, they're like, oh, there's a tornado. We better issue a tornado warning. So they did. So, anyways, live video is actually crucial because it provides ground evidence. Because sometimes you're not going to get everything you need on a radar, and so radar's come a lot way since then. But that would be another study. I believe they did call me, and they did call me and say, "Hey, we want your video because this is going to be a study, an atmospheric study that we need to do because we need to see what you saw on radar." So, anyways, that was another one. We'll show that one. Let's see what other questions. So, good question, Small Space. Do you have a particular favorite lightning shows? Yeah, there's been some pretty awesome lightning shows I've been a part of. Let's see. The Coleridge Tornado Day in Nebraska. That was a lightning machine, and it was at night. There was another one called, is it Ainsel or Ainsley tornado or Ainsley storm? It was a beautiful LP storm that was absolutely like a structure day. It wasn't tornado, but it felt like a tornado. It felt like you got a tornado. The structure was just amazing. Well, the lightning on that storm too was just out of this world. I believe it's on the DVD. We'll watch it. So, um, anyways, let's see what other questions we have. Yeah, the Bowling Green tornadoes. That was very similar to Pilger. Yeah, the Mezzo's handoff. Will we go for a drive and stream some Bon Jovi? Oh, Derek, going back to the classic TVN days. Yeah, I would love to. I actually still have my mix. You know what? If you guys want, here's what I'll do. Um, I will, if you find me on Spotify, it's JJam2112. I will create the Tornado Jams mix. So I still have all the songs. I could have it on my Amazon account. All the songs that we did when we were streaming live. The problem is now YouTube got so sophisticated. If you stream any kind of audio, that's copyright content. You'll get your channel banned. So, anyways, we won't be doing any of that anytime soon because of those things. But if you want to relive the old days, what you could do is when we're out streaming live, just go to my Spotify, play the Storm Chasing or Tornado Jams list, and go through all the jams we used to listen to. So cool. Any hope for fall chases? Possibly. There's a mini season when we see summer change to fall. There's a mini season. It's usually Nebraska, Iowa, and I love that time. I saw a couple EF4s in Nebraska and Iowa. One of them is on Tornado Raid 2, I believe. So we'll watch some of that. I'm keeping my eye out. I'm not going to say no, but it's usually in August, which is already past, but August, maybe even some late September stuff. So as you know, there has been some stuff this last August in Iowa, and that's to be expected with this mini season towards the end. I would say we do have a couple more weeks of that. It's possible. It's highly doubtable, but if there's a good enough risk, maybe. But I would say what you'd more likely see from me is we have, for you guys who don't know, I'm now living in Washington. So no longer am I in Nebraska in the plains with the opportunity to just chase on a whim's notice. It's got to be a planned trip. So what I'm going to be doing is we get storms off the Washington, Oregon coast, and we get land spouts here. So not land spouts, water spouts, sorry. I guess when they come on land, they can be land spouts or tornadoes. So we still get that. They're a little bit harder to forecast, a little bit harder to chase. But there are those here. So what I most likely will do is drive on those days I can forecast, drive down the coast, watch a storm come in from the ocean, and see if we can get some land spouts. So we'll probably do that. And if so, I'll put some notices and it'll be streamed on YouTube as well. So yeah. But as far as getting back to the plains, probably not this year, which leads me to talk about 2023. So I am planning on going back there. I can only pick like 1, maybe 2 weeks max, but going back, planning, forecasting, it's probably going to be in June. That's my favorite time to chase because it's further up north. I like northern Tornado Alley. I don't like chasing in Oklahoma, Kansas because it's just too crowded. Much rather chase in Nebraska or South Dakota, North Dakota, Iowa, Minnesota, those areas. So I'll probably be in June, and I'll be just forecasting. And also, what we'll probably be doing is a few people who are wanting to maybe be whoever wanted to maybe see some storm chasing live to see what it's like to chase with a storm chaser who live streams. Want to see what all goes behind the scenes. I'm going to open up 2, maybe 3 seats in my chase vehicle. It will be slightly cheaper than some tours, but it's going to be, you know, chasing with me, and my buddy Thomas most likely will be with me. He's the one who came with us and maintained the stream last time, and he did a good job. He wants to see tornadoes. We're going to get him some tornadoes. So we'll probably open up at least 2 slots, maybe 3, and you'd be able to chase the whole week. You'd still be responsible for your housing and your food, but as far as the cost of the seat, I haven't finalized anything. There's going to be like that, insurance, waivers, and then you have to do your housing and food. And that'll be dependent on where we go. So it'll probably be somewhere around the lines of probably 1,800 to $2,000, something like that. We'll see what gas prices are like by that time. But anyways, if you're interested, I will be providing an opportunity later for those to sign up, reserve their seats, and then you just have to be flexible in June. It's going to be sometime in June. I just don't know when. So I'm going to forecasting at the optimal time, and then we'll probably meet up in depending on where they are, where it looks like it's going to be either Denver or meet up in Omaha, some kind of central location where you get the car and then everybody meet there and we'll all chase together. So anyways, that's the plan. 2 solid weeks, Tornado Alley 2023, and we'll be streaming the whole time. In the meantime, I want to keep the channel going. I want to keep it getting monetized as well. And the more I can do that, the more I'm able to get out there. Because now it is a commitment. I have to drive to the airport. I got to fly out. I got to rent a car. I got to do all that. Plus, for those who don't know, last time when I went out there, my Jeep broke down. So I'm probably not going to try to mesh overlanding and chasing. Again, I found out the hard way that probably doesn't work. Not just because it broke down, but because when you're camping afterwards, you're camping, post storms, which means it's still likely raining or very cold or something. So it's not ideal camping situations. So I thought it'd be cool, save money, camp in my tent, all that. By the end of it, we were ready for hotels. We were so sick of it because it was nothing but rain. But anyways, so next time I'm not going to drive out there. I'll fly. We'll rent a car, get full coverage on that car, and then we'll just get hotels. So anyways, I'll provide that opportunity later. So look for announcements down the road. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to release videos each week pertaining to Tornado Raid 1 and 2. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I know it's short notice. I'm going to try and either do it just be ready. Look for announcements either from Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Most likely it's going to be Wednesday or Friday. Usually Thursdays are booked for me, but this Thursday in particular, I had a free Thursday. So that worked out. But anyways, be looking for that. Tornado Raid. We're about halfway through with Tornado Raid 1. We'll be making a few more times, and then we'll look at Tornado Raid 2. So still some good stuff to be had. So make sure to check in. Also, I do have footage from this spring when I went out there. So I still have to upload that. I have 360-degree camera footage of that amazing HP storm that we chased. So if you saw that, that's still coming. So I still haven't had the time to edit that. For those who do know, I'm also, maintaining my other backpacking and hiking channel, and that's been kind of taking precedence as of now. It's Backcountry Renegades. So you can go find that on YouTube as well. But I'm trying to juggle these 2 channels and get them both monetized and going. Backcountry Renegade's already going. It's good. I just got to keep it going. This one, I'm trying to get there. I wish I did this, 10 years ago when I was chasing and streaming. Wish I did it through YouTube, but I didn't. So anyways, trying to do it now. And, yeah, missed the TVN days too. Those are some good times. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna open up to a question or two, and then we'll go ahead and close. So let me know if you have any other questions. All right. Thank you guys for joining. Appreciate everybody who was patient with me as we figured out the mic. Glad we got that figured out. Glad I could keep this and don't have to send it back and keep playing, trying to figure out what's going on. So we got a good chord now. I might get a little bit longer of a chord so we can go ahead and do that. But until then, signing off for the night. We'll catch you in the next one. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching. And this will be recorded, so you can go back and watch this anytime. And be looking for next week for announcements on either Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. And I'll post when we're going to do another live stream. So thank you all. We'll see you later. Have a good night.